think about a plantation, what are some of the stereotypes that come to mind?
Southern ladies.
No freedom.
Southern ladies,
Southern ladies.
the big bell dresses,
Southern cooking.
Southern cooking. Okay.
Cotton picking.
I'm sorry.
Cotton picking.
Cotton.
Cotton picking.
Gone with a wind.
Cotton picking.
Somebody says picking cotton. Okay.
Slaves.
Enslaved people. Yes.
Gray soldiers. No uniform.
Yeah, gray soldiers. Yeah. So the way that
Sweet tea.
Belle Meade, sweet tea, okay. So the way that Belle Meade as a plantation made its money is very, very unique. And part of its uniqueness was just outside of the driver's side window. So Belle Meade made its money on horse breeding. Okay? So that was one of its fascinations. And you're going to learn more about that. I won't spill all of the beans now. But once we get there and do the tour, they're going to tell us about how horse breeding created the wealth that you and I know today as Belle Meade. So Belle Meade is a plantation, but it's also a neighborhood. It's kind of like one of the Nashville suburbs. It's kind of like one of the kind of exclusive zip codes in Nashville. So horse breeding is its claim to fame.
They always breed horses, or did they grow crops and then decided to go with horses?
No, horse breeding came very, very early, and they found how lucrative horse breeding could be. They're going to go in granular detail on the tour, but yeah, now they may have had crops on the farm, but it was primarily just to sustain farm life. But the money was horse breeding. That was how the wealth was generated. So Belle Meade is a historic plantation mansion known for its role in the thoroughbred horse breeding, Southern antebellum history, and its ties to the prominent Harding family. It showcases 19th century architecture, gardens, and equestrian heritage. The mansion was completed in 1853. It has been carefully preserved and restored, and you get a glimpse of 19th century Southern life.
Do you know Belle Meade? Belle Meade's an entirely different zip code of luxury. Truly, 37205 isn't just a zip code. It's a lifestyle. It is the definition of luxury. And for many, it is a legacy and a dress they hope to accomplish one day in their lifetime living here in the Nashville, Tennessee area. But is Belle Meade for you? Or in the end, will you feel like, sheesh, what's all the fuss about? Let's take a look. Preferably in heels, loafers, grab your Lululemons. Let's take a drive, a walk, a tour through what is Belle Meade. Belle Meade is nestled just 6 miles southwest of downtown Nashville. That's about a 15-minute drive, unless, of course, there's a concert downtown or a Titans game, in which case you may want to pack a snack or grab an Uber. Belle Meade is surrounded by the most sought-after neighborhoods in Nashville, which are West Meade, Green Hills, Forest Hills, and just minutes from the heart of Music City. But make no mistake, Belle Meade is its own little world. Belle Meade actually means beautiful meadow in French. And back in the 1800s, that's exactly what it was. An enormous horse farm. Belle Meade Plantation was known for breeding some of the finest thoroughbreds in the world. Ever heard of Secretariat? Yeah. He can trace his lineage all the way back to the Belle Meade Plantation. In 1807, John Harding purchased 250 acres of land on the east side of the Richland Creek and added a second room to the cabin for his growing family. The farm was strategically located in the Chickasaw Trail, which became the Natchez Trace, the main trade route from Nashville to Natchez, Mississippi. Businesses included a blacksmith shop, a small mill, a grist mill, a cotton gill, and stables for boarding and breeding horses. This provided adequate income to increase both land and slave holdings. Fast forward a century or two, and Belle Meade became a city of its own.
Today we have made our way from downtown Nashville to the historic Belle Meade Plantation, where we're going to get a tour of this beautiful home, explore the grounds, and finish off with a wine tasting. Dating back to the 19th century, Belle Meade Plantation is an historic and magnificent mansion estate just outside of Nashville. Oh, this is so cool. This is beautiful. The family that owned this estate bred thoroughbreds, which is why all over the house you can see memorabilia of the family as well as their horses.
So here is Bonnie Scotland, the foundation sire. The past 25 consecutive Kentucky Derbies, every single horse that traces their bloodline back to Bonnie Scotland.
Are you serious?
Yes. Bob Green here is also very important to the Belle Meade history. He is born into American chattel slavery. He will actually grow up here as an enslaved child and stay on as a paid employee as well.
On the grounds, you'll find a recreation of the type of cabin where Bob Green and his family lived. The exhibit inside tells the stories of the enslaved people who lived and worked on this plantation. On the Belle Meade grounds, there are 8 historic outbuildings on 30 acres of land. Belle Meade is renowned for the breeding of thoroughbred horses, and we're about to check out the carriage house and stables. This trip to Belle Meade was an extraordinary step back in time. I loved exploring the scenic grounds, the delicious wine tasting, but my favorite part was touring the mansion to see how people really lived back then.
All right, y'all. Well, welcome into my favorite part of the tour, the wine tasting portion. This is just a quick little thank you to say thank you for coming out and tasting, or learning your history and then tasting what we do here. So my name is Jenna. I'll be leading you through a 4-wine tasting. Hopefully a little something for everybody. We're going to be doing a off-dry white, a dry red, but then finish off with 2 Tennessee traditional wines. And those last 2 are going to be sweet like juice. And they're going to remind us of what would have been actually being prepared on the grounds with just the wild fruits and berries that the kitchen staff had access to way back when in the 1800s. But we'll get started with ones you might be more familiar with, starting in your second section on your notes, or the first one on the screen here, the Carriage House White. Now this is a white wine made with the Vidal Blanc grape. That grape is a French-American hybrid that can actually grow right here in Tennessee. If you're unfamiliar with the Vidal Blanc grape, it might remind you of something like a Pinot Grigio or a Riesling, if you're more familiar with those. It is off-dry. Merlot, it's got a little bit of Cabernet Sauvignon in there as well. And this is going to be the one wine out of these 4 that the grapes are not grown in Tennessee. Kind of the same reason as before. Our climate's just a little too hot and humid. Our fruit will naturally grow sweeter. So if we want a dry style of wine like this, we're going to get it somewhere with a dry style.
From Lodi, California, she said.
Exciting. Maybe you picked ours. maybe it's off you. All your hard work. Well, guys, and this is aged in French oak barrels for 18 months, so you do definitely get that oak influence on the finish. So I've heard pepper, cedar, clove, all those notes are definitely coming from the oak barrels, but definitely still fruity on the palate as well. Oh yeah. Well, we'll definitely do a sparkle. We'll end up with a splash of sparkling then. But we are going to switch gears over to the Tennessee traditional wines that I was mentioning before. We are completely doing a 180, and these are going to be sweet like juice. So, I know a lot of us are from California. Are we all from California? Yeah. Oh, most of us. Well, then has anybody ever heard of a muscadine? Maybe not. Okay, some of us. Anybody saying, what the heck is a muscadine? I won't judge you. That is okay. If you are unfamiliar, muscadines are basically just a big fat grape. But the cool thing about them is you cannot find them most places in the world. The only place they grow is the southeastern United States. About as far north up as Kentucky, as far west as Texas, all through Florida, just that bottom corner of our country here. So it's a true taste of the South. top section, red muscadine. And now, especially if you're unfamiliar with muscadines, I'm gonna ask that you smell this one before you taste it. Typically with wine, what you smell is what you should expect to taste. This is a little bit of a rare exception to that rule, because what you are smelling is the skin of the muscadine. That skin is earthy, it's leathery, and when you eat a muscadine, you pull it out of the skin. But the skin, when we leave it on during the processing, it gives it this beautiful color as well as that distinct muscadine aroma. But you are not tasting the skin. You will be tasting the pulp of the grape. So again, smelling the skin, tasting the pulp, it's completely different. It goes down a little too easy, like a Kool-Aid or a cranberry juice.
Does.
Oh
It's
yeah,
delicious.
I've gotten myself in trouble with this one. Brian knows. 12% alcohol, even though you'd never believe me. Try not to treat it like juice, or you're gonna have yourself a fun morning the next day. Oh yeah.
I've had muscadine somewhere.
That's awesome. Yeah, Tennessee has a lot of good muscadine stuff. Oh, so what's fun about muscadines are they have the same property as milk, where it'll kind of cool down your palate if you eat something too hot. So spicy food with this is excellent. So if you're doing Nashville hot chicken while you're in town, try that together. It's gonna pair a lot better than a glass of milk, and it's gonna cool you right off. And get you drunk, so that's really fun. And people also love making like jams and jellies out of muscadine. So anything peanut buttery or nutty is gonna go really well. Trying to make like an adult PB&J right in your mouth. And that one's my favorite. So if you don't like it, don't tell me. But did we like it?
Loved it. Loved
That's
it.
fantastic. All right. Well, let's hope the last one's a winner too. I think we earned ourselves some dessert here. Very first one on your list. We're about to try the blackberry. This is our most historic wine, as well as our very best seller. So what makes this historic? On your tour, you might have learned about a lady named Susanna Carter. Oh, amazing, you guys are paying attention. Well, she was formerly enslaved here on the property, but then after emancipation, she stayed on as the head of kitchen staff, and she was making small batches of wine for the family in the mansion, and one of those wines was the blackberry wine. And she became pretty locally famous for her blackberry wine recipe, getting written up about in the papers, winning tons of local awards and competitions. Even Davy Crockett has a journal entry about getting to try Miss Susanna Carter's wine. Isn't that cool? Super cool. Well, this is super versatile as well. It is really good to use as a mixer in your cocktails. So if you're having something that's a little too strong for you, just add a little bit of flavor in there with your blackberry. It is going to add more alcohol, but it's going to make it go down a little easier. It also makes, exactly, to Miss Susanna. It also makes a beautiful spritzer. So if it's too sweet to do just a full glass of this, I'm not judging you. Just add some dry champagne, Prosecco, just a little flash. A beautiful, like a bubbly blackberry action. Fantastic. So good.
Can they be shipped home?
They can. We do ship to California. 100%. We do. And people will pour this wine right over ice cream. I've seen people make this into syrups for cheesecake, pancakes. Even freeze this one into ice cubes, and then you pour your lemonade right on top. This is our ladies' cuvee. This one's really nice. Of course, yeah, you can definitely use this. This is a ladies' cuvee. This is one I'll even make with the blackberry to make that little spritzer.
Are you having champagne?
Sure. And this one's really good for mimosas as well. Of course. Sparkling over here. Oh yeah, and this is a sparkling Chardonnay, but it is nothing like your typical Chardonnay.
Oh, I would like
One, of course, one because it's sparkling, two because it's actually a little bit sweet, and three, it is completely unoaked. So no butteriness that Chardonnays are typically known for. Again, another one that's just crisp and refreshing. All right, y'all. Well, whenever you are finished up, just leave your glasses on the bar. I'll start getting cleaned up. Love the gloves. Those are super cute. And thank you again for drinking with me. I appreciate everybody. I know we still have a little bit of time to do some shopping, so if you wanted to drink some wine while you did some shopping, I'm not going to stop you. We can do wine by glass, open bottle, closed bottles. We do ship. Ask my friend Eli to fill out a shipping form if you would like that. But just about everything in here is for sale. We're doing sales on napkins and our little tumbler glasses back there. So feel free to